Friends, today we're going to discuss some mind-blowing historical facts that will shock you. Seriously, after hearing these facts, you'll be left speechless. Did you know that a king used to drink his own pee as medicine? Or that ancient Romans used to use urine to whiten their teeth? Yep, this is just the beginning. It's like history was hiding all its weirdest secrets from us. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey where we'll learn about some shocking and unbelievable historical facts. From bizarre medical practices to unusual customs, these stories will leave you speechless. So, make sure to watch till the end, because the last fact is something you'll never believe. So, let's begin with our first shocking fact. Hey, what am I hearing? Australia declared war. Against whom? Another country? Nope. Aliens? Nope. In 1932, Australia declared war on emus. Yes, you heard that right. Emus. Those big fluffy birds. What did they do to Australia? Well, the farmers in Western Australia were struggling to save their crops. Over 20,000 emus would enter their fields and eat all the crops. The farmers asked the government for help. And what did the government do? They sent soldiers with machine guns. Imagine, soldiers with guns, fighting, birds. Even the emus must have laughed at this. The soldiers started firing at them, but the emus started running. And while running, the soldiers were no match for the speed and agility of the emus. The Great Emu War, which lasted for 6 weeks, was won by the emus. This was the most hilarious war in history. Imagine a town where people dance non-stop. No food, no water, just dance and dance. Is this some Bollywood movie? Nope. This is the dancing plague of 1518, a bizarre event that still confuses scientists today. It all started in the town of Strasbourg, which is now in France. In July 1518, a woman, Frau Trophea, started dancing in the street for no reason. She danced all day long, without stopping, without getting tired. People thought maybe she had gone crazy. But man, this was just the beginning. Slowly, more people started dancing with Frau Trophea. Within a week, 34 people were dancing. And within a month, this number reached 400. People danced uncontrollably throughout the day. But to this day, there's no explanation for this bizarre event. Have you heard of mummy powder? No, I'm not talking about Bonvita or Complan. I'm talking about actual mummies, the ones found in pyramids in Egypt. In the Middle Ages, Europeans believed that eating ground-up mummies or mummy powder could cure diseases. Imagine grinding up dead people and eating them. Ugh! But back then, this practice was so common that people used to steal mummies from Egypt and sell them in Europe. It used to sell for a fortune. Rich people would add mummy powder to their food, mix it in their drinks, and even use it in medicines. They believed it could cure everything from headaches to the plague. This practice became so popular that the supply of mummies started running low. Finally, in the 18th century, people realized that eating mummy powder wasn't healthy at all. Chapter 4. Caligula, the craziest Roman emperor. Roman emperors were known for their power, wealth, and crazy antics. But there was one emperor who outdid them all. His name was Caligula. Caligula means little boots because he used to wear soldier boots as a child. But as he grew up, this guy turned out to be totally different. Caligula was known for his eccentric and cruel behavior. He once loved his horse, Incitatus, so much that he wanted to make him a senator. Imagine, a horse in parliament. He would burn his opponents alive or throw them to wild animals. Once, he even declared war on the sea god Neptune. He asked his soldiers to collect seashells because they were Neptune's loot. I mean, this guy was next level crazy. Finally, after ruling for 4 years, Caligula was murdered. Chapter 5. The Exploding Teeth. When teeth used to explode, you must have heard about the tooth fairy. But have you ever heard of exploding teeth? No, right? Well, in the early days of the 19th century, there were reports of people's teeth exploding. And this is not a joke, man. It really used to happen. Imagine, you're just chilling and suddenly your tooth explodes. Ouch. This bizarre phenomenon was documented by dentists. They described how patients would experience sudden, painful explosions. In some cases, pieces of teeth would fly across the room. Scientists say that dental hygiene was very poor back then. Thankfully, this doesn't happen nowadays. Chapter 6. What comes to mind when you hear the name Russia? Vodka? Bears? Well, today I'm going to tell you about a mysterious man from Russia who was almost impossible to kill. His name was Grigory Rasputin. Rasputin was a self-proclaimed holy man whom people considered a mystic and healer. He was known for his long beard, piercing eyes, and hypnotic gaze. But the main reason for Rasputin's popularity was his healing abilities. People would come from far and wide to get treatment for their ailments. But there was a twist in Rasputin's life. He was very close to the Russian royal family, the Romanovs. He used to treat their son, Alexei, who suffered from hemophilia. Many people were jealous of Rasputin's influence. They tried to eliminate him, but every time Rasputin escaped. He was poisoned, shot, and once even thrown into a river. But every time he survived. Finally, in 1916, Rasputin's enemies made a plan to kill him. They invited him to a party where he was fed poisoned cake and wine. Chapter 7. You must have heard about floods. But have you ever heard of a molasses flood? No, right? Well, in 1919, a similar bizarre disaster occurred in Boston. It's called the Great Molasses Flood. Imagine, you're walking down the streets of Boston and suddenly a giant wave of molasses comes at you. Sticky, gooey molasses. Sounds funny, right? But this disaster was so deadly that it killed 21 people and injured over 150. It all started with a massive storage tank that contained 2.3 million gallons of molasses. This tank belonged to the Purity Distilling Company, which made industrial alcohol. On January 15, 1919, this tank exploded without warning. Chapter 8. Russian Tsar. Peter the Great is known for his reforms and modernizations. But he also had a secret hobby that will shock you. Peter the Great loved pulling teeth. Yes, you heard that right. Peter the Great was crazy about dentistry. He would often set up a dental theater in his palace where he would entertain his guests with his teeth-pulling skills. Outro. Wow, history is so surprising, right? If you liked these crazy historical facts, be sure to hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Believe me, they'll be as shocked as you. And if you want to know more secrets of history, let me know in the comment section. History is full of surprises, and I'll keep bringing you more such mind-blowing facts. So stay tuned, because history is never boring. You just need someone to make it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on more amazing facts and stories.